right, good evening. Welcome back to my channel, Tarot in the Corner. It's been a little bit since I last made a video. A lot of changes have taken place, so I kind of took a little bit of hiatus, which was really difficult considering that I just started the page. However, I just didn't have it in me to hardly touch the cards, nor the energy to engage in that way because of what I do by daytime and because of the toll that the experience has taken on me and my family, especially my sister and I and my brother and other folks who love my mother. So November 2020, my mother passed away about 3 or 4 days before Thanksgiving. And so it was a bit of an ordeal, and what's very fascinating or interesting, or what was hard for myself, my sister can speak for herself, is that the cards that I pulled that morning absolutely it showed exactly what was going to happen that day. And the cards I pulled, I remember saying, okay, this is the death card, and I just want this card to be about transformation. And one of the cards was the 3 of Swords, and I just thought heartbreak. I was praying for heartbreak. And then also I got the 4 of Swords, and because I got that combination, and I can't remember what the other cards were right now, I was saying heartbreak, take a break, something was coming to an end. And I think I got the Queen of something, but I don't recall what it was now. But I remember thinking, hope this isn't another death, because typically the death card does not mean death. However, there on 3 separate occasions when I pulled that card, I lost a cousin, and then also when I used the Hoodoo Tarot deck, one of my clients' baby died that day, and I also stumbled across a dead baby bird and going for a walk, and I also happened to walk by that client's house when the ambulance was there on my walk during lunch. So people may not believe in the tarot, and I'd been using the cards for a while, doing readings for people, believed in what I was doing. However, there's always that part of me that was like, really? Okay. I mean, people are saying this works. People are saying that my readings are accurate, but that day, it was eerily and sadly accurate. So it took me a while to even pick up the cards again. And so I just didn't touch the cards or focus on doing the channel at all. I want to say hi to my sister Tanisha, because I'm pretty sure she's going to watch this at some point, and just send her a message, and to my brother Eric, that she's watching over us, and she's showing us in a lot of different ways. My mother's shown up in so many different ways between work and home, and just all these little big things that have been taking place around myself, and I know my sister, and most likely my brother. But here I am again today. I'm gonna do a reading. I'm gonna do a full moon reading tonight, just to kind of get myself back in the groove. Tonight I will be using the Tarot of the Moors tarot deck, and this particular deck is by Gina G. Theus, and it's a pretty deck. I think I picked it up at Barnes & Noble's, and no, actually I ordered this off of Amazon. And I don't get any credit from either one of those because I'm just starting this channel and I don't even know how that works just yet. But anyway, here we go. I'm gonna do this reading. It's a full moon reading. I hope everybody's blessed. Pray that everybody's doing well. I pray that everybody is covered in some type of spiritual light tonight. And I pray that all goes well for you tomorrow and during this full moon period. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna do probably, I'll do a 6-part read. Just get started. And the question is primarily, what should we look forward to taking place, or what barriers, or what do we need to look for during this full moon period? This is a very nice deck. Tarot of the Moors. Tarot of the Moors. That's what I'm saying here. Yeah. You might hear the kitten in the background. It's not a kitten anymore. It's a little teenager. Getting on my nerves. That's how long it's been. They're teenagers now. I'm going to shuffle about 3 more times and then we'll get started after I cut it. Yeah. Yeah, my mother, you know, to finish the story, my mother went to the store and she had a heart attack. And grief is real. But we do know that our ancestors, they stay with us. My right ear is ringing, and I shuffled more than 3 times, but that's okay. As you know, as I've stated in other videos, I don't like to drag these videos out. I just like to get to the point. It's called the KISS principle. Military jargon, me use it in other areas, but I know it from being in the military. Keep it simple, stupid. And that's what we're gonna do tonight. Except I'm not calling y'all stupid. Just using it as a thing. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna shuffle 2 more times because that's what I'm feeling is needed before we get started. All right, we'll shuffle 3 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And actually, I'm gonna do a 5-card read, and then I'll add more if I need to. All right, here we go. 4 cups. The sun. I love it. I love it, which is interesting because it's the full moon. And then we got the charmer, which is the magician, of course. I'm gonna start off with the 5 cards. Hopefully you can see those. Got the strength card. And then we got the sigil. All right, so let's start with the 4 cups. 4 cups. A lot of wishful thinking and hoping. Hoping that some things kind of come to fruition, but also daydreaming. Missing the point. Missing your blessings. Kind of off in space, of course. I mean, that's pretty obvious, as you can see. But for me, it's like, I love this deck, because what this particular person is missing out on is something that could create change. Because that's a heavenly, I mean, if you believe in heaven, that is a, how shall I put it? This cup that's being offered to him will create change if he chooses to take it, or if he chooses to wake up. Because the cup is covered in light, which in olden times, you know, that always represented enlightenment. So, you know, yeah, he just needs to pay attention. And if he does, guess what happens? The universe is his. Says the sun. Hopefully you can see that. Says the sun. However, that looks to me like the universe. You get to capture the universe. The world is yours, in a sense. And then, of course, the magician is, I'm going to put these 3 together. The manifestation. Almost, you know, so the other thing that comes to mind, too, with the manifestation, I don't know if you can see that. Let me put this down. With the manifestation, is the idea of meditating on what it is that you need. And that could also lead to the enlightenment as well. And this is where the snake charmer, the magician, or the charmer comes in, because you essentially make what needs to happen happen. The magic lies within, but you can't stay asleep. Gotta stay awake, gotta be on watch, on guard. Because if you can do that, then guess what happens? Everything comes to you. Everything comes to you. One of the things I can say is that one of the things I talk about in my practice and is that we all carry the medicine within, the medicine for healing, the medicine for growth, the medicine for manifestation of the experiences that we would like to have. We can manifest love, we can manifest material things. The power lies within. And the charmer, look how he's holding that snake. And the Kundalini experience definitely comes to mind here. If you've ever engaged in any Kundalini yoga, Kundalini exercises, one of the things we talk about is, how we wake that up. Now, if you look at this cup again, those two do kind of go together, primarily because it's one of the things so we got the Kundalini experience here, but when I think of this cup with the light and then the sun, also Christ consciousness, I believe it's all germane, and both of those offer enlightenment, wakes us up to ourselves. Now, here's what we got going on back here. Back here we have this sense of strength. It takes a lot to kind of stay focused, to do meditation, to manifest. You have to have a strong constitution and the strength to stay the course. And this is where the Sibyl comes in. Yeah, the Sibyl comes in, which is very interesting because the Sibyls are actually from the African culture. If you study any of the Mama Wada tradition, one of the things, there's actually a book called Mami Wada that I have, and the Sibyls were actually, they were the seers, they were the women who knew the magic, which ties into this as well, even though he's represented here in the masculine. Absolutely, the Sibyls were the ones who, I guess you could call them the wise women during that time, but a lot of that culture was hidden, and I just encourage you to look it up, do your own research around anything that I say. So if I'm going to tie this up, what I'm going to say is it always comes back to you and the God self, the ability to manifest, the ability to make change, create change. You'll probably hear this message over and over and over again from me, not necessarily coming from me, but from my own personal experience, from my own spiritual experience, but also from what I'm hearing. We have the power to manifest, to make the changes that we need to make in our lives. Gotta wake up though. Gotta wake up. You gotta step into your life. Move back into mindfulness. Move back to the present. Move in an awareness. A lot of us will focus on the past. I certainly have been guilty of that for a number of years in my life, especially in my 20s and my early 30s. And what I found is that when you do that and you go to sleep intentionally, life still happens. It just doesn't, you just don't have any mastery or influence over what happens because you're not moving in your own steam and in your own power. All right, so I'm gonna pull one more card because I just want to see something here. Yeah, that's the message. That's the message. The Emir says, go within. I'm going to always go back to challenge your thoughts. Challenge what's not true. Search for the truth. If you're going to do this, meditate. Relax. Meditate, meditate, meditate. And I love the fact, because with meditation, you can particularly have this particular experience here. The sun. Sun represents so much. Life, light. Yeah. So that's the message for the night. Wake up to meditate. If you're gonna check out, do it in a mindful, intentional way, to tap into your God self, so that you can work on manifestation. Stay the course, because your spiritual practice is a tough one, tough path to stay on. But as you can see, she has mastery here, and I love the flowers around her. There's a sweetness with her, but she has these lions tamed. She's in control. She gets the answers. I mean, all of these really do require this person to go within and not check out. But if you look at all of these, they are all in control of what happens in their world. Yeah, I feel like I'm repeating this over and over and over again, but I feel like it's something important that somebody needs to hear. Meditate. Find God's self, so that you can work on manifestation. You can get the answers. Remember that it takes strength, but you do have mastery. Mastery here, mastery here, and mastery here. Mastery here. You got it. All right. Take one last look at the cards. See if you see yourself in them, or if the message relates to you. If it does, take it. If it doesn't, listen to see if it applies to someone else. If it doesn't, it's not your message. How about that? All right, as always, you take care of yourselves, be well, and be blessed. Thank you. Bye.